Alright, here we go. I'm about to gobble this up. I'm going to cut this potato open, mush the insides of it, and then I'm going to take a little bit of lime juice. I'm going to squirt this on my potato, and I'm going to put some minced garlic. Well, this is garlic powder. And then the one other thing I'm going to put in there is a little bit of maple syrup. You know what, I lied. That's not the last thing. If you want, add some Earth Balance butter to it. Now, this is a vegan butter, and it's great. But I just found out about the evils of palm oil, which is an ingredient in this. And probably like the first ingredient, maybe. So, I don't think I'm going to be buying this anymore. If you guys know an alternative, let me know down in the comments. But I think I'm going to have to start making my own out of aquafaba. I have some saved up from about 2 cans. And I might, once I'm done using this, try to make my own. I put a little bit of butter on my broccoli too. And I'm going to take this other half of the lime. And I'm going to put it on my pasta because I already tasted some of it and I like it really lemony. And then I'm going to put the other half on my broccoli. They say that if you roll a lemon on the counter with your palm, it will make juices come forth easier. And then also a good tip is if you're squeezing this all natural, put your hand like this so that any of the seeds don't fall out. Last touch I'm going to put on this. This isn't nutritional yeast. This is my homemade vegan Parmesan. It's made out of cashews, nutritional yeast, and garlic powder. And I got the recipe from the Minimalist baker. And I'll link it down in the description. I'm going to sprinkle this all over my noodles and, quite frankly, everything. It's really good. You're going to want to make double, triple, maybe even quadruple the recipe when you make it because you're going to run out of it real fast. And I know what you're thinking. All of that garlic. Your breath must really stink. Let me see. No, it doesn't really. Alright. So, here we go. These noodles, without the pumpkin, they remind me a little bit of tuna noodles. That's the only thing I can compare it to that you might know of. Without the tuna flavor. More like just the cream of mushroom, only without the mushroom. And then with some lemony, sagey goodness added in. It's our favorite dinner in this apartment. I have a good bit of yarn that I've had for a very long time, and I also have a little bag and I put all my fleeces that I've used to make projects with over the years, but of course I didn't use all. They just need to get used up. And then I could get excited about buying new yarn. Kind of defeats the purpose, huh? But I'll use it. I think I'm going to use this aqua blue to knit a background for my videos, possibly. I might have to buy more of them eventually. This stuff I'm going to crochet an I-cord, which is like the only thing I can do in crochet, to border this tablecloth that I knitted, and you guys will definitely see that eventually. It's one of my favorite projects that I kept for myself. I have no clue what I'm going to be using this for. I have this gorgeous variegated yarn. I will probably make a scarf for myself or somebody else with this. Same. This stuff, this really cool rustic looking yarn with pops of orange. I have a little bit left of this fuzzy pink yarn. I'll probably use this for a bookmark for myself. Maybe a couple more with this fuzzy yarn. That's all my yarn. Now in the beginning of the video, you guys probably saw me working out. I just started doing that a week ago. I live a pretty sedentary lifestyle, and to combat that, I intermediate fast. So when you intermediate fast, you take 8 hours in the day to eat. The rest of the time you don't eat at all. And that helps. If you could wait 16 hours to not eat, then you won't be able to eat as much in those 8 hours. You stay full for a few hours, so it's more difficult to overeat, put a whole bunch of junk, random stuff in your body that you can't even keep track of, you know. And it has helped me maintain my weight, but when I manage to also exercise every day, I will lose weight immediately. Like, you exercise before you eat, and it works great. I've been using 25-pound weights. I could barely lift those. I'm weak as hell. But, you know, it's only been a week and I can already tell a difference. So I'm really happy about it. I'm drinking some Simply Mango lemonade, I believe it is. I looked it up on this website. There's this website that I found just from Google searches, trying to figure out if certain foods are vegan or not. It's called the Vegan Gluten Scanner. Seems pretty accurate, I don't know though. But what you do is you enter the number on the barcode and it'll tell you whether it's vegan or not. So what I was saying before, that juice I was drinking, it says that it's vegan. And the reason why I thought maybe it wasn't is because one of the ingredients is sugar. And one thing with sugar is it can be refined with charred animal bones, which is gross to think about whether you're a vegan or not. I'm telling you these things to like maybe help you, you know, inform you right away. It's good to know. But if you're just going vegan and all these things I'm telling you stresses you out, don't worry about it. I know that sounds terrible to those of you who have been vegan for a while, but if you really think back to when you first went, would you really have stayed on this diet? You know, if from the very beginning you were getting bombarded with all these things that should technically be vegan, are not vegan, and blah 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 blah. And you may say, oh well, if they're still eating stuff like this, then they're not technically vegan. Well, my answer to that would be none of us are technically vegan. We all do things that harm others, and vegan is a lifestyle. That's what it's about, is having as little effect, negative effect as you can, or having none at all. And to be honest, just by being born, by being here, you're going to have a little bit of a negative effect on the world by things you consume and such. So I would tell new vegans, because I've been for a year transitioning to this lifestyle, and I know how difficult it is and how you might get discouraged when you hear all these things like gelatin and marshmallows and, you know, just all this crazy stuff that shouldn't be in our food. Do your best, get comfortable with it, and then when you're comfortable with it, improve even more. And that's my advice. I mean, because if you think about it, when you're vegan, you gotta pay attention to the cosmetics you're buying too, and the clothing you're buying, and it is so much. So just do what you can. By not eating meat, you're already making a huge difference. By cutting dairy out of your diet, you're already making a huge difference. So, you know, just don't kill yourself and then quit because of it. Because then really it's just canceling out the good you were doing. Messing up does not cancel out the good you were doing. Another thing about going vegan is maybe you don't need any help at all going vegan. You know what you need to know, and you're willing to do more research, but you just need somebody to do it with you. I can understand that. Kind of don't like that about myself, but I am that way. And it's something I'm working on. But last year, the moment when I went vegan was when I had a friend who wanted to do it with me. I mentioned it and they were like, yeah, I want to do that too. But that just made it like no burden at all, you know. And I will tell you, once you've gone vegan, there's going to be certain little things you miss. The main thing that I missed was cheese. Like, I don't know if you've heard, but cheese is actually a drug. You know, that sounds pretty dramatic, but look up the research on this. It actually has an addictive effect. Very real addictive effect. That I guess you can have a very negative reaction when you don't eat it. Just really bad cravings is what I mean. And that's because of the mother's hormones in the cow's milk. And it's concentrated in cheese. So that's why it's so hard. It's like we're still babies attached to the teat. But then once you haven't had it for like, I don't know, maybe 3 months, then you realize how like gross it is, and you're in the right headspace now. It's not a big deal. I know in the beginning I had to buy a lot of replacement cheeses for everything, and I still do sometimes, but it's not absolutely necessary anymore. The one cheese that is my favorite is Field Roast's Chow cheese. It tastes like Munster cheese. It doesn't say that on the package, but that's what it tastes like. It is very good. I've had non-vegan people who were not even interested in going vegan say, hey, I want to try a piece of that. Give them a piece and they were like, oh yeah, I could eat that and be happy. So that would be the first cheese I would recommend to you to put on your hamburgers or melt on your pizza or whatever. If you like yellow American cheese, I would recommend Daya. And if you want shredded cheese, I actually made lasagna with Follow Your Heart's. I forget what kind of cheese it was. It was like a mix of white and yellow cheeses. That was really good. And the other thing that's going to be really hard is fast food joints, which is probably going to be something you are addicted to if you're an American. And my advice to you would be to use the resource that is the internet. Watch YouTube videos of vegans ordering vegan at fast food restaurants. Learn how to do it. And then if somebody needs to go to a fast food restaurant, you don't have to say no, I can't go, or starve because of it. There's a lot of excellent options. Of course, you're going to have to order things kind of special. You might feel embarrassed, but it's worth it. Just try to be really nice to, and patient with people behind the register, even if they're being impatient with you. Because a lot of people have an attitude when you're trying to order vegan. Even if they like hide it, sometimes you could still see that judgment behind their eyes. Or they'll even be like, really? Is that all you want? But just be super nice and polite, because one of the best things you can do for the spread of veganism is to be a good example of one. A lot of people think vegans are crazy, and it's very understandable why some of us could be, because we have our eyes open to things, and it's really frustrating. But you have to remember what it was like before you went vegan, and when you were looking at vegans like they were crazy. maybe you're not going to be the reason why a person goes vegan, but when something makes their brain tick, they're going to think back to you and how you acted. And they might even ask you for help. So yeah, just be a positive influence as much as you can. Well, I think I've said all I wanted to. So I'm going to close this video down, but I wanted to tell you guys, if you're watching this, leave me some comments of stuff you would, questions, stuff you would like me to do, any tips that I left out, anything. Just comment if you feel the urge to, and leave a like if this was helpful to you. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell if you want to know when I post a video. Follow me on social media. I'll link it down below in the description as well. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.